Love and peace to you. This is a verbal discourse on the Welt Ethos. My name is Peter Johansson Osisi, and I work with the Asona Ashram. And this is an introduction to some teachings within Islam regarding the first principle of the Welt Ethos, which is Ahimsa. So, Islam is a tradition, a practice of submission, submitting one's ego, submitting oneself to a higher power within Islam, and the Arabic term is Allah. And so, within that there is modesty, and within that there is discipline, and there is respect. Respect for oneself amidst the modesty and discipline and submission, and respect towards others, and a responsibility in promoting the well-being of others, caring for others, and so that is part of the discipline that is taught within the Quran. So amidst that, there is amidst the teaching and the command to promote the well-being of others, there is also the command to stand against the transgressions of others or towards oneself, to resist and to stand against a violent aggressor. And so there are teachings for that, but it is also taught within. There are strict protocols and discipline that are associated with that. And so this is one passage from the Quran that speaks to that. The responsibility in caring for others. And when there is a threat of violence or an act of violence against others or against oneself, the responsibility in addressing that threat or that act, and establishing or reestablishing, enhancing the experience of peace and well-being. And so it's a rather pragmatic doctrine. So this is a passage from the Quran that speaks to this. This is Surah Dos. 190, Surah 2, verse 190. And fight in the way of Allah against those who fight against you, but be not aggressive. Surely Allah loves not the aggressors. So it is a very plain, explicit instruction to stand against aggression, but also to abstain from being aggressive. And the purpose of that stance is simply to alleviate the aggression. Once the aggression is alleviated, then the stance serves its purpose, and is to be released. And so that is part of the discipline in facilitating that order, recognizing that during the course of life, during the course of civilizations and the progression of generations, there emerge certain aggressors and aggression. And so there is a responsibility in addressing that, but doing so with discipline, and doing so in a manner that alleviates the aggression, and relinquishes the stance once the aggression is alleviated. And this is another teaching within the Quran that speaks to this. This is Surah 2, 192 a 193. Surah 2, verses 192 through 193. This is a continuation from the previous passage. But if they desist, then surely Allah is forgiving, merciful, and fight them until there is no persecution, and religion is only for Allah. But if they desist, then there should be no hostility except against the oppressors. So again, there is an absence of a doctrine of aggression or hostility. It is a matter of resisting aggression and hostility. And there are additional teachings within the Quran, within Hadith, and within the tradition of Islam that speak further to this discipline and responsibility. And again, one of the pillars in Islam is jihad, which has a number of different translations in English. One of which is struggle, and jihad is utilized to describe this responsibility of standing against violent aggression. But there is also hadith that teaches that the greatest jihad is an interior struggle. It's a struggle of righteousness, to stay pious, to stay modest, to stay compassionate and righteous in dealing with others. So it's very much a personal struggle with oneself. And there's the Hadith says that, I'm talking to the notion of resisting the temptations that come with power and conventional influence. The Hadith essentially, to paraphrase, says, the greatest jihad is the utterance of truth in the presence of an unjust leader. And so, amidst all that, again, the greatest struggle is the interior struggle. And again, ultimately, Islam is a religion of peace, and practices and teaches peace throughout the Quran, and throughout the practice of Islam historically. And this is one of the additional passages from the Quran that teaches this. This is Surah 25, 63. Surah 25, verse 63. And the servants of the Beneficent are they who walk on the earth in humility, and when the ignorant address them, they say peace. That's Surah 25, 63. Surah 25, verse 63. So, ultimately, it is a matter of quelling one's egos, quelling one's selfish tendencies, and promoting the well-being of others, being humble, being pious, being righteous with oneself, one's behavior, and within one's interactions with others, promoting the well-being of others, and ensuring the endurance of that well-being. So those are some teachings from Islam regarding the first principle of the Welt ethos, which is Ahimsa. Love and peace to you.